This episode of The Casual is brought to you in part by Squarespace. For all your website needs, Squarespace delivers it in an all-around package to help you build a beautiful, integrated online presence.
Question: how many fashion brands have come and gone? How many new ones? How many people do you know will ask to check out their brand right under this video? How many? And why, pray tell, do they mostly suck? Well, it's time for some tough love, and I'm gonna give it to you, but I'm also gonna tell you how to fix it. I'm your boy Reggie Casual. That's next. Let's get it. All right, so let's go ahead and clear the air here. All right? Your designs don't suck. That's not the reason why your brand sucks. Unless they do, only you would know that, the people that say that they do. But remember, when you're creating a fashion label, a lot of ego is involved. And if you don't check that ego, it can spell doom for your fledgling startup. Now, what am I talking about? One of the first issues you may have, and a big reason why a label may suck, is that the people who created it are most likely incredibly personal about that label. And any criticism of that label is just a critique on that particular individual. So what does that mean? Let me go ahead and clarify. You may not think it, but there's a bunch of psychology that goes into acceptance. And by extension, your little new label there is an extension of you, or at least you think it's a direct extension of you. When this happens, you start acting like your brand is you, and you take it personally when not everyone has a glowing review. And it also lowers your confidence. Now, another reason why brands suck is because they haven't identified what their purpose is. What is the problem that you are solving? Who are you trying to talk to? What are you bringing to the table? You see these labels that have cookie cutter reasons for being a brand, and 99% of the time it's just because the individuals who started it wanted to make money, and they don't know how to say, I want to make money colorfully. Now listen, your brand doesn't have to be some existential, eclectic, elegant, all the great E words label. It can simply be a brand that's looking to make money as fast as possible. There's plenty of great labels out there that just want to make money. They're cash grabs. Now, just be honest is the point, because that's far easier to understand than the word salad reason that so many labels hilariously tend to have. And finally, your label sucks because you're moving far too fast. Look, I get it. I get it. You want to get your ideas out there as soon as you have them. Like, your idea is so good that everybody must know about it, or they might miss out, or you might miss out, or your idea will be obsolete, or clutch my pearls, someone might steal your design. Nobody's gonna steal your designs, at least not at the beginning, unless you get more known and then people take your designs, which would mean that your brand is slightly successful. Here's the thing, I always tilt my head when people are resistant to this. Like, brand owners sometimes can be so confident that they'll just do research in 2 weeks and say that's it, because they're so creatively inclined, because they're the best. They're the best, you're the best. Like, I will give them a task and they'll just be like, I can get that done in 2 days. Even when I specifically say, take your time, do the research, do the work, you'll find out that your label will be much more colorful if you do a lot of research and just take your time with it and enjoy the process of your brand becoming a great thing, whether you want to make money or if you want to create something that's just amazing. Look, there is a fix for all of these things. But before we do that, I want to get in a quick word from our partner Squarespace to tell you all about presentation and creating a fantastic label or website. I should have said website right there. Take a look at this real quick.
In the fashion industry, the competition is fierce, and your presentation has to look solid from jump. That's where Squarespace comes in. Beautifully designed templates, easy to use web building tools, and social integration make Squarespace the perfect choice for the budding entrepreneur or even the savvy professional. Plus, by using our link, squarespace.com/thecasual, you could save 10% when you start. So get that business off the ground the right way and use Squarespace today.
All right, so how do we fix these things about the label? So let's go ahead and line them up. The first thing is understand that your label is not you. It is an extension of you. That part is right, but it still isn't you. And just like you aren't going to appeal to everyone, your brand isn't going to appeal to everyone. So stop trying to make it appeal to everyone, because this is where a lot of brand owners quit. They often think that because people aren't gravitating naturally to their label, it means that their idea is terrible. It isn't organic, and people don't understand what I'm trying to do, so I quit because they don't understand my creative process. That is not the reason that people aren't looking at your brand. It has a lot more to do with what is your marketing strategy. And we'll get into that in subsequent episodes, but that's a big reason why your brand is not getting seen by people. Because I'm here to tell you, there's a lot of terrible ideas out there, and some of them have become extremely successful. Have you actually seen anything by Philip Plein? Have you? I dare you. That's a little harsh. How about shredded wheat? That has nothing to do with fashion. Shredded wheat is terrible, but it's still around. Why? Because somebody is buying it. Somebody out there. Basically what this means is that there's something out there for everything and everyone. Your task is to search for those individuals that would be about what you do, not to be validated by everyone. That is not the purpose, because that's never gonna happen. Your job is to search for the individuals that will validate you. And now the second thing, be honest about your intention. If you wanna make money, be honest and say, hey, listen, I wanna make a label because of course I love fashion. I love fashion, but honestly, I wanna make money with fashion. And that's my main reason. That's okay. It's okay to say that. It's okay, just be honest. If your intention is to design, however, and you have a different view and you want those ideas materialized and you have some great, viewpoints on fashion, then that's okay too. All of those are great reasons. The reason you want to do this is because there are different strategies for either one of those, if you want to design or if you want to make money. And once you identify your main purpose, it's much easier to tackle the strategy that you need to use in order to make your brand a success. Obviously, we'll go over that later, but that's a really important factor. Yes, you can come up with reasons that your brand exists via the money route, and you could create a narrative around it, which we will do, but being honest about it is the very first thing that you need to do. And finally, how do we not make it suck? 3, slow down, son. Slow down. No need to rush. Take your time. Learn the business of fashion and your business through and through. Like, we live in the internet age, and cats still don't have a clue on how to find a manufacturer. They're always asking. I get that question all the time. And I'm like, no matter what I say, some people just won't look it up and they want their hand held every step of the way. Look, people aren't always gonna be there to help you. And of course, a person like myself, I would love to mentor you. I would love to show you the right path, but nobody's responsible for your business but you. So you are responsible for picking up the phone, for searching, for creating relationships. That's your business. Nobody's gonna call on behalf of you. Nobody's gonna do that. Only you. You hold the keys to the success of your label. And if you can't even pick up the phone to find a manufacturer for your label, then you're missing a crucial step and your brand is going to fail miserably. And this all has to do with rushing. So don't be in a rush to put out something half-assed or do half-assed work. Like, you walking around half-cheeked, that ain't it. And you know this, son. You know it. However, don't be hesitant. There's a fine line between being overly cautious and thorough. You want to put out your best effort, but you don't want to be like, everything has to be perfect or it just won't be. Don't be afraid to research. It's actually quite enjoyable to learn new stuff. Don't be afraid to put out stuff. Your potential label gives you a bag of tricks if you do the research. Really, it does, because you learn more about what your influences and inspirations come from, and it helps future-proof for subsequent collections. Now, if you don't do this stuff and forego the details, it's clear indication that you don't actually think your brand is that good on its own. You literally don't have the confidence to put it out on its own merits because of a lack of confidence, because of a lack of research, because you really don't know what you're doing. You're effectively admitting that the only way your brand can work is if some popular person wears it. Listen, if your brand is trash, a popular person isn't going to wear your brand. You might as well wow them with an amazing piece, and then they might consider it, but they're not gonna wear trash, I promise you. So what you wanna do is you wanna find ambassadors that actually fit the profile of your brand. Don't just reach out to the most popular individuals. You wanna find diehards that will talk about your label, because that's how things spread. We call it the snowball effect. You know what that is. Slow down, but don't be afraid to start. Understand the ins and outs of what you're doing, but keep going. Learn as you go. You want to be knowledgeable enough to learn from your mistakes on the go. That's the key. If you don't know something, learn it. If something failed, go back, re-strategize, reapply. Give your brand some meat, some juicy, tender, succulent meat, so it doesn't suck. It's a crazy array of colorful vocabulary there, but I think you get it. If you do all of these things to fix your sucky brand, you might find out that, wow, I didn't consider that. Now my brand sucks less. I'm dead serious. Your brand does not suck because it's terrible. It may just need some fine tuning. That's it. And then it doesn't suck. And then you're more confident about it. And if you're more confident about your label, then you have more of an inclination to show it to individuals that you're targeting. But if you want to know even more, all you have to do is become a member here on YouTube or on Patreon to get overtime, where we talk about these things at length, not just, regular episodes where we just talk about anything, but business episodes as well. So if you want all of that information, all you have to do is become a member and you get those episodes. However, all you really have to do if you just want the overview is keep it locked right here. So follow on Instagram for the latest out of Japan. Give a thumbs up to this video if you liked it and you want to see more like it. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And I will see you guys in a minute on overtime. See you guys. Individuals who are out there telling you how to make brands, what they're doing is they're giving you the skeleton on how to just start.